What's up? So last week was a absolute doozy. I broke my phone last Monday. That's why there was no video last week. I had to go and get it repaired, and then I just wasn't in the mood to shoot something, and I didn't want to give you guys something crappy. Also, Breath of the Wild qualifiers started last week, which is insanely fun, and I actually managed to get a 40-second personal best during a race, which is it's insane. Anyway, something came up in my Discord, which, by the way, if you're not in, link is in the description below. What we were talking about, people not submitting their runs for different strange reasons, and that's what we're going to talk about. What is up, everyone? My name is Tulls Thomas, and as always, I want to remind you that I stream every Monday and Wednesday on Twitch. We do speedruns, we talk about random stuff. It's a good time. Stop by. It's fun. Would recommend. So, this week I want to talk about kind of a topic that is kind of strange, and it's not really related to improvement, but at the same time it is. What I want to talk about this week is actually the leaderboards themselves. And the weird reasons why people don't submit runs, and why you should, in fact, be submitting all of your personal best times. There are really two main reasons that I've seen or heard. There are two main reasons that I've heard of why people don't submit runs. The first one is being newer runners. This is something that they say a lot, which is, I don't want to waste the verifier's time, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then the other one is, it's not good enough. I'm not happy with one. And I'll start with the second one because speedrunning, you just skip the first part all the time anyway. The second one kind of makes sense, and I kind of understand it. If you're not happy with a run, you don't really want to commemorate it and be like, hey, this is it, but really you should. And the reason that you should is because it adds to your record. It adds to your track record of your runs. So you can see your incremental improvement. And instead of just having this gap of nothing between personal bests, you now have a part where you're like, wow, that run I felt was like absolute poop. And in fact, it was the best I've ever played, which is something that I've said myself before. Like when I ran MSR in Breath of the Wild, or Master Sword Restricted, and my goal time was 2 hours, well, my personal best at the moment is 2 hours and 36 seconds because I missed a trick at the very end. And I didn't submit the run. I regret that so much. The reason I regret that, and the reason I regret not submitting any of my Master Sword Restricted runs, is because now I don't have anything to look back on. I didn't go ahead and highlight the Twitch videos because I wasn't submitting them. It didn't matter. And since I'm an affiliate, those are all gone. They're now non-existent. So it's like I never ran the category in the first place, which kind of infuriating. Submitting your runs as an established runner is a great idea because it helps you keep pretty much a log of, well, how you've improved over time. And when you start getting to the point like where I am now, where it's going to be longer and longer between each personal best, well, it's probably good to have that incremental improvement shown. Now for the bigger one that I wanted to talk about, and this one's geared towards new runners, it's a twofold thing. One, new runners tend to say I can do better. And yeah, you can, but that goes back to my first point. You should have all of your runs logged. You should have a track record of your progression because it's great to look at. I just went back and looked at my first any percent run from last year that I submitted. That was like 45 minutes or something, and it was crazy to see how much I've improved in a speedrunning sense, but also as a streaming and content creator. Being able to go back and look and see, okay, yeah, this is where I started, but look how far I've come and look where I am now, is such a great confidence boost for you. The other reason, and the most common one I hear, is my run is so bad that I don't want to waste the verifier's time. And as a verifier, let me tell you, you are not wasting our time. For the most part, verifiers, we get really excited when we see new people submitting runs because that means our community is growing. And as verifiers, we care a lot about our community because, well, we volunteered to become verifiers. I think that's something that a lot of new runners don't understand, is that verifiers aren't people that are paid to do what they do. They are working entirely voluntarily, so we get to watch a lot of speedruns, which is great, but it's at the expense of our own time. That being said, though, we don't care if you submit your X amount of time, any percent run, or whatever. It's part of what we signed up for. We just want to see you progress. I know that when I'm looking through the verification queue to find a new run to verify, that if I see someone that I've been kind of watching over the past couple months submit a new PB that is massively improved from what I remember them first submitting, I'm always excited to see that. Always. And the other thing about being a new runner too, when you submit a run and it gets verified, well, your name is now officially on the leaderboard. It kind of gives you that confirmation that you're a speedrunner, even though once you start learning speedrunning tech, you're a speedrunner in my mind. But I think it kind of helps solidify the fact that, hey, you are pretty okay at this and you should probably keep going. But the main thing that goes for older and newer players in the speedrunning categories is submitting runs actually helps your game grow, and you may not realize that. So on speedrun.com there is a sorting method called active players, and I'm not exactly sure how this statistic works, but I'm fairly certain it's related to the amount of unique people submitting runs at that time. And since the Any Percent tournament has began for Breath of the Wild, which, by the way, twitch.tv/Zelda Speedruns is running that, and you should definitely come check it out. Since that has begun, we've gotten an influx of submissions for two categories in specific because everybody's practicing and everybody is getting really good at Any Percent in this game. I mean, the top 20 is under 30 minutes, which is nuts if you've ever watched this. But the big difference now, too, is that Breath of the Wild, at the time of recording this video, is the #1 most active Legend of Zelda game on speedrun.com, and that is because so many people are submitting, and that gives us momentum. If you go to speedrun.com, look up the Zelda series or whatever, and you sort by active players, Breath of the Wild will be popping up #1. And this is great because that shows, hey, people are actively playing this game. What's so cool about it? And it kind of creates this cycle now where you get newer runners coming in, they learn the run, they submit their runs, the game gets more active according to the website, and the cycle just kind of keeps growing. And like, the game will just keep growing as a whole, and it's insanely great. And I think everybody should be doing this, even if you don't PB in the category that you love and you want to try something else and it's absolutely terrible. Like, if the world record in the run is like an hour and a half and your submission is 5 hours, f it, who cares? Do it. Submit it anyway, because it'll show up as another active player if you haven't submitted something in a while, and it will help your community grow, and it also might bring up that category as well. So, long story short, submit your f***ing runs. That's it. If you liked anything I said in this video, or if you hated every single part of it, be sure to stop by my stream and let me know. Again, that's every Monday and Wednesday on Twitch. Link is down in the description below. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today on this video, please be sure to give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and the little bell icon so that way you're notified every time I upload a new video, which I promise I will try to be more consistent about. I know it's been kind of wonky lately, but I'm still waiting for my camera. It's been like a month, at least. COVID sucks. Anyway, and before I go, and before I forget, leave a comment below letting me know the silliest reason that you haven't submitted a run, because I genuinely want to know. Anyway, that's it for me this week, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful week, and I will catch you next, hopefully Tuesday. Hopefully, if I'm, a good content creator. And as always, my friends, stay golden.